Today I'm going to be doing a little video. I wanted to touch on some of the stuff that I got up to in Mexico City, mainly focusing on the vegan restaurants that I tried there. And yeah, let's just get started. So starting on the first day in Mexico City, my partner and I went to this restaurant called Yug. It was a very authentic Mexican restaurant. They had vegan and non-vegan options there. However, I was so incredibly surprised by this restaurant. Like I said, it was all like very traditional, authentic Mexican food. They did have some vegan ones on the menu, which was amazing. And I unfortunately didn't get videos. I just have pictures to show you. The waiter we had was so incredibly sweet and he gave me a big hug before we left. Honestly, it was incredible and I would really recommend if you're looking for kind of an authentic Mexican dish restaurant. Lot of walking. I think we had over 60,000 steps within like 2 days while we were there, but it was so beautiful and really easy to walk down. We were really close to Reforma Street, which is kind of the main street down the city, and we spent a lot of time in Chapultepec Park, which is incredibly beautiful, very vast, and it's such a nice escape from the city. We spent a lot of time there. Actually stumbled across this really sweet lady selling charred corn on the cob. I'm not sure in Spanish what they call this, but essentially we just have this like cooked charred corn on the cob with chili, lime, and salt on it.
Lemon, chile, sal.
Actually just outside of the Museum of Natural Anthropology, which was an incredible museum. I would highly recommend it to anyone traveling in Mexico City. It was probably one of the coolest museums I've ever been in. It is absolutely huge. You could probably spend like 3 days there and still not see everything. There's just so much detail in there. They do have English as well as Spanish for a lot of the artifacts and the paintings. However, there's not English for everything, so just keep that in mind if you really want to go. Maybe you could find a guide. The museum was absolutely a highlight. And then for dinner that night, we found La Pitahaya, which we had seen on YouTube, discovered through a lot of researching vegan restaurants in Mexico City. It was highly recommended because of their infamous pink tortillas. Sigo gozando, yo sigo ganando y sigo gozando. Absolutely love this restaurant. The tortillas were beautiful. They had a whole bunch of different stuffings that you could have. I believe we had like a pineapple one. There was a mushroom one. I'm forgetting what they all were, but they were really incredible. We also had some guacamole. The only thing I would say about La Pitahaya was that their tortillas were a little on the small side. So for me, I felt really filled and satiated by the end of our meal. But I know for my partner, he could have eaten a little bit more. And just looking like in terms of like food for cost kind of thing, I would give that restaurant like a 4 out of 5 maybe. But in terms of the taste, they were excellent and the service was wonderful and it's a really cute little spot. Found, I think, our absolute favorite vegan restaurant. We almost might be able to say in the world. However, I haven't traveled the entire world yet, so I can't say for certain. But Vegamo was absolutely by far our probably #1 vegan restaurant in Mexico City and in Mexico that we've tried so far. Vegamo is not necessarily a traditional Mexican food made vegan kind of restaurant. They've absolutely taken kind of more American dishes and veganized it. So we had an incredible smoothie the first time we went. We did go back the next day. We had a pina colada type smoothie. I forget exactly what it was called. It was delicious. And then I had an omelet the first day, which I had chorizo in it, which is obviously a vegan version of the spicy sausage. They can do most of the things on their menu gluten-free as well, which is wonderful. And my partner that day had a bagel. Second time we went back the next day before we left Mexico City, I had a chicken and waffles, which again, to have that gluten-free as well as vegan is incredible. And the waffle was beautiful. It was all green, and I think the spinach in the waffle batter made it green. They had a lot of different drinks and smoothies. They also had desserts there, which I believe are both vegan and gluten-free. And all in all, we would just definitely recommend and go back to this restaurant. There were a lot of wonderful things that we saw in Mexico City, and although I think our 3 days felt like enough, we both are just not so much city people, so it gets a little overwhelming being in a city that big. We really enjoyed our experience. We had some really incredible food, and that was a little bit of our experience in Mexico City. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you have any video requests for some Mexico vlogs or videos, please let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.